Every now and then, some weird games pop up and surprise with fresh mechanics, settings, or even a weirder mix between both of them, such as Ace Team's last year's explorations rival hybrid The Eternal Cylinder or the Xenoclash series. The latter kinda remained an underdog with its setting the developers call punk fantasy. I mean, you're stuck in a weird Stone Age world full of bizarre characters fighting your way through the world of Zenozoik, in a game which is best described as a first-person brawler with RPG elements. That's exactly where the latest spin-off Clash Artifacts of Chaos takes place. In this action RPG you're playing Zudo, an independent martial artist living his lonely life in Zenozoik. At least until he meets the boy. No, not this one. We are talking about this handsome little creature out of your latest fever dream. Zudo decides to take the boy with him in search for its parents. Little did he know what adventure and how many foes wait ahead. Clash Artifacts of Chaos is best described as third-person action RPG with hand-to-hand brawler combat, which every now and then switches into first-person sequences to deliver finishing blows to your opponents. The bizarre world is surprisingly detailed, and its many hidden paths and treasures invite to explore. If you struggle to overcome an enemy with one of Zudo's 3 distinctive combat styles, you will respawn as Zudo's shell and are able to revenge your defeat. You can even sleep till night, where you can explore your surroundings as Zudo's shell and discover new paths hidden by day. On top of that, the game comes with a unique dice minigame which alters upcoming fights with buffs or debuffs. If you leverage the right tricks, Artifacts of Chaos runs pretty well on SteamDeck. In theory, it would be possible to get more than 50 FPS, but this would result in a pretty janky experience. So I highly recommend to go for the golden 40 here. At native res and disabled VSync, we go for a wild mix of settings. Medium view distance, low shadows, very high anti-aliasing combined with medium textures, low visual effects and post-processing set to medium as well. By the way, strangely enough, there's a bug which prevents us from changing the FSR2 quality with the controller, so here you either have to use the Deck's touchscreen or resort to holding the Steam button and use the right stick's mouse emulator. There's not much of a performance difference between FSR2 quality or balance, so we want to go with quality here. In addition to that, you will find a dedicated toggle options menu, which lets us choose between level streaming or slicing the game world into multiple independent levels with loading screens in between. I've tried them both, and aside from very minor improvements regarding stutters while traversing the surreal world of Clash, those loading screens proven to be a real mood killer here, so I stick to streaming. I really enjoyed the game's unique setting and challenge so far. The laid-back exploration between fighting and training combat styles is a nice fit to the game's great soundtrack and surprisingly deep story. What are the weirdest games you played so far? If you enjoy my work, feel free to take a look at Patreon to get access to ad-free uploads and behind-the-scenes stuff. And say hello on our Discord server to discuss all things Steam Deck and gaming tech. Until next time, cheers!